Good evening, trustees and members of the community. Our report is a little bit longer than usual, and I'll apologize for that up front, but we had several issues we really needed to speak to. First of all, some good news. Yesterday evening, I hope several of you were able to be there, but it was the Ann Arbor Public Schools held its annual district-wide STEAM Expo right here at Huron High School in Career Night. Here's some great photos. The event was well attended and was a great success for everyone involved. Kindergarten all the way through 12th grade students, and you can see they were working with their robots and having lots of fun here. All the students were poised. They gave great presentations. Their displays were impressive. There's some of the robots. The event demonstrated that the Ann Arbor Public Schools students have STEAM CTE experiences at all levels, elementary, middle, and high school, and in so many of their content areas. So a great big thank you goes out to all of our many teachers in their efforts to promote our STEAM programs across the district. I also want to thank our partners. We had a great set of partners here last night who work with us on an ongoing basis. They are Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum, Menlo Innovation, Stride Post, IMRA America is a great partner, Spellbound, General Motors, EchoCar, Backyard Brains, EMU, Project Lead the Way, U of M Society of Women Engineers, Google of Ann Arbor, and Costco. Thanks also to our Ann Arbor Public Schools staff members, Miss Marilyn Colligan, Karen Isley, Tom Pachera, Annette Ferguson, and Miss Leanne Dickinson-Kelly for their efforts in organizing this great event. It was our second annual, and it just keeps getting bigger and better every year. Just a great night for students. I also want to recognize our Pioneer Music Department. We are proud to share that out of over 2,500 auditions held across the state for Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association's all-state ensembles, 7 students were selected for the all-state band and 8 for the all-state orchestra, 1 for all-state jazz ensemble. They will perform for hundreds of music educators on January the 21st at the Michigan Music Conference in Grand Rapids. So we're really excited for those students. 15 of our community high journalists, along with their advisor, Ms. Tracy Anderson, attended the National Scholastic Press Association Fall Conference in Indianapolis. 2 publications from Community High were awarded top national honors at the conference. If you haven't seen the Communicator, you must check it out. It's just an amazing publication. They won 2nd place in Best of Show. Communicator Online won 5th place in Best of Show, and Communicator Magazine was also a Pacemaker finalist. Individual awards went to Hannah Rubenstein, Senior and Editor-in-Chief of the Communicator Magazine, won 10th place in the National News Writing Story of the Year competition. Also, in trustees, we've met both of these students who've been out to visit with us. Joel Applekraut, Senior and Editor-in-Chief of the Communicator Online, won an excellent rating in the review, writing, and the write-off composition. Sophia Rosewarn, Sophomore, won an honorable mention rating in news writing in the write-off competition. I just want to mention, trustees, and you know this well, the Communicator year after year just claims that level of award at both state and national competitions, and we're so very proud of their continuing excellence. I would also like to encourage everyone to check out, if you have not lately, our AAPS News. Ms. Joe Mathis and Mr. Andrew Cluley work on this production. Ms. Joe Mathis is in charge of it. I just want you to notice the kinds of stories that we're running there. I know that you're busy, but it's right on the homepage of our a2schools.org website, or you can access it on Facebook. There we tell the story with the faces and the photos of our people, programs, and events that make the Ann Arbor Public Schools exceptional. One feature that we're very proud of is our Exceptional Teacher series. We've been running that for almost 2 years now, or maybe more than 2 years, around 2 years. That feature is one of our most popular. We connect it into Facebook. And here's some recent features. Featured teachers: Sophia Dubril of Westerman Preschool, Deborah Mullis, Clegg PE teacher and athletic director of middle school, Carolyn Fitzgerald, our Scarlet Band teacher, David Siegel, environmental ed teacher, Meredith Giltner, Skyline art teacher, and Seal Slay, Carpenter Elementary, 5th grade. Just a few. There are many, many articles on there. Just get on there and enjoy that sometime. Also featured here, and I bet Trustee Thomas will speak to it later, is a wonderful story about the Ann Arbor Public Schools Educational Foundation that just awarded $28,000 in grants to 22 of our teachers. It's just an exciting day to see those folks head into classrooms and make the announcements so that teachers can really follow a passion or do a project with their students. And here's some great evidence of those grants. This year, the grants were focused on literacy programs. And so congratulations to our teacher winners, and thank you to the AAPS Ed Foundation for their support of our work in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. As you may recall, trustees, Huron High School Symphony Orchestra, under the direction of Mr. Timothy Crone, has been invited to perform at the Midwest Clinic in Chicago, an international band and orchestra clinic. I want to note that this is one of the highest honors that's given to a performing arts group in the country. This Huron Orchestra is holding their Midwest preview concert. Since we can't all go to Chicago, and trustees, I'm sorry to say it's on a board meeting night, so we really can't go to Chicago. It's on the 14th. They are offering a preview concert on Monday the 12th. So I hope you all will find time to join us over there, or over here, actually, at Huron, to see the preview and to send them off to Chicago with our very best wishes. I did want to share that I had a very productive meeting with the AAPS Safety Transportation Committee last Friday. I really appreciated both City Manager Howard Lazarus and Trustee Thomas sitting in on that meeting. Trustee Thomas serves on that committee. As you heard from public commentary, we are feeling a great deal of support from the City Council, from the Mayor, and from our City Manager. We are partnering and collaborating on issues, particularly issues about student safety, door to door, portal to portal, and making sure that our students are safe as they walk, drive, and ride around our schools and across Ann Arbor. I also wanted just to mention that we are preparing to share with our performance committee on December 21st some of the preliminary work that we've done around the topic of high school start times. And I just want to remind everyone out in the community, we continue to send emails and to post it on our website, but please, parents, staff, students, and community, please get online and respond with your thoughts. And that will be open through this Friday. Mr. DeAngelis, I believe that's open through noon on Friday, this Friday. Then they'll turn that around over the weekend, and beginning on December 12th, will be open for the second phase of this community conversation, which is a STAR process. So it's around going on and seeing other folks' thoughts and rating those thoughts with how strongly you agree with them or not so much. So we're very excited to pull all of this together. It is a very preliminary initial step that will go to Performance Committee on the 21st, and I imagine we'll head back to the board in a study session over that January or after the first of the year timeline. As of today, just as a gauge, trustees and community, we've had over 2,600 participants share thoughts, and collectively they've shared 8,587 thoughts on this topic of high school start times. So it looks like this is going to be a very robust set of data that will be able to really to get a pulse on our community. But again, I encourage everyone out there, if you've not responded, then it's not a true picture. So we hope that you will do that. I also wanted to take a moment, other folks have already said it, but to welcome trustees Mitchell and Gaynor this evening. It's great to have you at the table. It was wonderful today to engage with Trustee Stead, Vice President Stead, in an orientation day. And I just want to commend our trustees. They did a great job with just way too much information landing on them today, but it was a great day together, and we look forward to getting started on that work. I also want to thank the members of Executive Cabinet who spent a great deal of time, because we want to make sure that our new trustees have the information that they need. We will be following up in just a bit with a safety item, but I had just real quickly two more items. One is we promised back in mid-October that we would do an update at every board meeting regarding the status of our transportation services. I have done that, and for folks that maybe were not able to watch the board meeting either live or on delay, Mr. Cluley has those updates posted to our website. So all of that information is there, but I wanted to provide an update from this week. So we continue to monitor and to assess our transportation service, and particularly as we shared in October, we're looking at delivering metrics every month. So I just want to review just a few of the metrics. And trustees, next Wednesday night, we'll be bringing a comprehensive report on these metrics. So this is just a preview of things to come. We're judging on-time performance, and we measure that by whether students are arriving within 5 minutes of their scheduled time. And over the November 28th to December 2nd timeframe, that scheduled arrival on time ranged between 86% and 98% each day over that week's time frame. Mr. Comza and I met with our Durham partners this week, and we did put in a couple of supports to resolve some of the middle school times. Trustees, you'll remember at our last update that there were some of our middle school issues that we were going to have to put more supports in other words, additional routes to relieve the time crunch. So I want you to know that this week we authorized those, and those are going into place immediately after the beginning of the new year. Is that correct, Ms. Parks?
2 of them will be going into effect next week, the end of next week, and the remaining 3 will be after the start of the week.
Beautiful. So 2 will be rectified as of next week, and then the other 3 will be rectified after the winter break. So we realized after a few weeks of monitoring this that there were a few of those issues that would not be resolved without a change in our plan, and so we've made that now. Our average ride time across the district is running 26 minutes for special needs students and 18 minutes for general ed students. We do have ride times that are still hovering in that 40 to 45 minute range. That is part of our system at this point, and next week I'll bring you more information, more detailed information on how many of the rides are closer to the low range and how many of them are closer to that longer time frame. As a point of comparison, the number of miles that our buses have traveled since January 1 is 1.1 million miles. They average about 7,000 miles a day on 106 routes. This equals driving from Ann Arbor to Seattle and back to Ann Arbor, and they do that every day. It's about 2,300 miles each pickup and delivery time. I don't think I said that perfectly, but I will bring the chart next week so you can see it. I just wanted to give you a preview of that information. We are also planning to bring the amendment that the board directed toward the end of October, and that does include a hourly increase for our bus drivers, a rather significant hourly increase. And I do want to share that since the end of October, we have run 100% of our routes. There have not been any routes that have been missed since that time. Very good. There's just one last topic, trustees, that I wanted to share on, and it's one that I receive email on very often, and I wanted to address it publicly, just straight from me to the trustees and the community. I want to begin by expressing our gratitude for the support of the community over this fall semester, as we've experienced multiple student deaths. I cannot get to all of the emails that have been sent, and I apologize to those who've not yet received a response. The response is overwhelming as to the outreach from our community, and I want to thank every person out there that has emailed their support or emailed their thoughts regarding this situation. Over a 62-day time period this fall, we've experienced 5 separate student tragedies with the loss of 5 of our beautiful students. One loss of life has a terrible impact on our schools and on our community. And to have this happen again and again between September 27th and then again just last week has been a tremendous toll on our students, on our staff, and on our Ann Arbor community. Our hearts are broken as a community, and we are grieving these losses, and that will not go away anytime soon. It will continue. I want to thank our staff for their tremendous work. I can't even speak how hard that our teachers, that our crisis team, counselors, social workers, that our administrators, everyone on our team has been working very hard, because every time we have a crisis like that, it doesn't just impact that school. It may impact 5 or 6 schools. The students' previous school and our students all know each other in town, so the sorrow and the grief goes across our school district and our community. I want to thank our staff for all of their work. Through our achievement team processes at each school, I want to reassure our parents and community we are reaching out to individual students. We're doing that every day. We know typically who those vulnerable students are, and our counselors are following up individually. I want to encourage parents that if they have worries, to reach out to a counselor, a social worker, a principal, or any of us at school, because we are continuing to serve our students every day. And we want to partner with our parents to make sure that our students who have experienced loss or who were close to the students who died, our students who are struggling with mental health issues or emotional issues, I want to ensure our community that we are doing this work. We will continue to do this work, and we invite you to partner with us as you have been. We will continue to explore how to partner with our local agencies. Our team right here at Huron and at each of our 5 high school programs has been reaching out. We have partnerships that we're very grateful for and proud of with the University of Michigan Depression Center, with a number, by naming the folks, I'll leave many off the list, so I apologize, but we have many partnerships that we're proud of, and we are in conversations and discussions now about how to deepen those partnerships so that our students have the supports that they need. My superintendent's student advisory group, about 25 high school students, has been working with me on this topic. They are considering special speakers or events that they feel will be helpful to them during this time. And we are planning with that group a major community event for all 5,000 of our high school students. They want to come together and give life and face and voice to what it means to be together in times of trouble and challenge. I want to note that our instructional division and our counselors have offered a series of parent evening forums, and they're going to, over winter break, populate those evening forums specifically with grief and loss sessions. And so those will be offered in our community repeatedly throughout the coming months. We are working alongside our building principals to enhance the support of our teachers and staff with special attention to supporting our crisis team members. Trustees, you're aware our crisis team members are even at times called out by other districts because they are top shelf, they are the best. But our worry has been that they've been deployed far too many times. And so we're enhancing that system where we can change them out and rotate their duties, because they must recharge and renew. These counseling duties are very, very challenging. So our social workers, our psychologists, our guidance counselors are all trained in various means of effective support, and there are significant numbers of students who are supported very quietly and very privately with the needs that they have. We make sure that all students in the school know where support can be found and from whom. This is an emphasis in individual class meetings when counselors meet with their students. There are student-centered groups that are supportive as well, and we have great examples across all of our high schools of the peer-to-peer mediation and support. I saw a great example of that at our APAC meeting on Monday night when they had student speakers come in and speak about their own experience with grief and loss and depression. These groups all support students who may be struggling. Our staff checks in regularly on our most vulnerable and most at-risk students so that we have early information on what is happening with them. I wanted to share this report this evening, trustees and community, because as we head toward the middle of December, it's a very hard time for many families and many children. And we know that challenge of the holiday season, regardless of what holiday you celebrate, may be exacerbated this year by the grief and loss that we've all experienced. So I want to again thank everyone and assure our community that in our classrooms, in our schools, across our Ann Arbor community, we are all taking extra care with ourselves and with each other, and we will continue to do so. We're being explicit in the ways that we allow time for reflection and for support, for student outreach, for our students and our staff. We're watching out for each other, we're taking care for each other, and we're living the value of together. And so I just thank you for the opportunity to serve the Ann Arbor Public Schools, and thank you for your patience with this much longer than usual report. Thank you very much.